Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So it is officially the very first Tuesday of the month where new releases are hitting store shelves. So I want to share with you guys what has now become a tradition, a monthly tradition here. For the third month in a row, my top 5 most anticipated releases of the upcoming month. So these are the 5 items that I need to own. Now, that said, this was kind of a weird month when you compare it to the previous couple of months, just because while there are 5 items I'm going to talk about today, plus some honorable mentions, most of these, frankly, are things that I could see myself waiting on for some price drops. There are a few things in here that I think, like, yeah, I'm probably definitely going to grab that. Probably, definitely. I love when I say stupid things like that, but there are probably some things in here that, yeah, I'll probably pick up on day one given the low price. But others, even as excited as I am to see them, I don't know if I want to spend the $30 or more on them. So while there are 5 items here in my top 5, just make note that sometimes this will happen when I do these monthly videos, that there are some in here that I might not show at the end of the month just because I am waiting for a price drop. So probably 3, maybe even 4 of the top 5 I'm going to talk about will end up will end up that way, I guess, this month. But who knows? I have no idea where the month will take me. I don't know what I'll actually see when I'm out at Best Buy throughout the month, what sales happen on Amazon. The prices I'm going to talk about today could be even cheaper when they actually hit, the release date. So no clue. That's just kind of my initial thoughts on this month's set of releases. Not nearly as big as last month's releases, that's for sure. So anyway, enough rambling. Let's do this, guys. If you have a second, though, please hit that like button. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to the top 5 June 2022 releases that I need to own. So I'm actually just returning. This is my first time filming since being on vacation. I filmed a whole bunch of content like a week and a half ago in order to have content go live while I was on vacation, and now I'm back and I can't breathe. My throat's getting messed up already, so it's like, just bear with me as I remember how to film once again. Anyway, I have my phone here, so I am going to go through my honorable mentions like I normally do. I have 5 of them again this month, and these are going to be in release order. So starting off at the earliest release, which actually I have nothing for today's release. Everything is from next week on. And the first one is from the June 14th release date is Benedetta, which is on Blu-ray, and it's directed by Paul Verhoeven, which is really the main reason I'm interested in this one, because I want to see what he can do with this. He has a history of doing some really weird and interesting films, and Benedetta looks like another one of those that could be of that similar ilk. It has like a big mix of what looks like horror, sexuality, and religion, which just sounds interesting to me. So I'm very intrigued on what this one's going to be about. So that one is listed right now at $14.99 in Amazon. So if I see it at Best Buy, I'll probably end up grabbing it because it's relatively cheap. And that one's being released by IFC Films. And then there is Morbius, which probably should be on my top 5 because it's one that, like, I definitely want to see, but honestly, given the price at like $30, and I've heard nothing good about this one, I just don't see myself grabbing it right away. So I'll probably hold off on that for a little bit, but definitely one I will absolutely have in my collection at some point. It's just probably not going to be on release day. And I will point out this one actually does have a few different releases. There is a Steelbook, a Target Blu-ray, and a Walmart 4K release that are special. So definitely take a look at those. And this one is listed right now at $27.96 on Amazon. And then there's one that I had never heard of before, but this sounds like right up my alley. It actually stars Pat Healy, which I love Pat Healy. He's fantastic. The first thing that comes to mind is Cheap Thrills. He's excellent in that if you've not seen that. But this one is coming out on June 14th as well. This is coming on Blu-ray only from IFC Films, much like Benedetta. But like, it mixes things that I like. Like, this family is trying to take shelter from this storm, and so they hide out in this house, but then they end up being like trapped there for a number of days. They can't get out, and they come to find out that like what's going on outside and some of the terrible things that are happening within their family is related to them in some way. So I don't know, like a mix of a storm, a one location setting is what it sounds like, mixed with horror. I have no clue if this is going to be any good or not, but those elements are things that I tend to enjoy. And so really looking forward to checking this one out. It's called We Need to Do Something. So again, that's all I know about it, but that's enough. It sounds pretty interesting. And another one that's only $14.99 on Amazon right now. So if I see this cheap at Best Buy on June 14th, I'll probably end up grabbing it, but we will see. One that I would love to add to the collection, but the price tag is holding me back, is from Blue Underground. They are releasing Uncle Sam on June 21st on the 4K format. Now, Uncle Sam is a slasher film from 1997 that I have wanted to see for years now, but have just never gotten around to it. And I figured there's no better way to see it than what this, 4K release is going to look like from Blue Underground. But the problem is these releases are so expensive. Like this one is currently $36.49 right now on Amazon, which is just like power to them. I'm sure they deserve to be that cost, but it's outside my range. Like the amount of media I buy, I have to buy cheap. And so I don't want to spend $37 on one 4K release, especially for a blind buy. Like I need to see the film before I spend $37 on it. So this one looks awesome. I'm sure it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm sure it's a fun movie, and I'm sure the release is going to be amazing because the Blue Underground releases from all accounts have been excellent. I've yet to own a single one given the price tag, but this is one that I could see myself buying down the line. If I end up seeing Uncle Sam in some way and loving it, then I'll probably end up grabbing this one down the road. But Uncle Sam on June 21st on 4K from Blue Underground is one I would definitely like to have at some point, given the price, if the price is right. And then the last one on my honorable mentions is Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, which is coming out from Warner Brothers on June 28th. So I actually just on vacation, my family and I finished the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, so the fourth book on audiobook, and I loved it. It was great. It's Harry Potter, so I'm in a Harry Potter mood, and the fact that this is coming out right now is kind of perfect. So I actually realized that I do have the first two Fantastic Beasts films in my collection already on 4K, so I might end up grabbing this one if I watch those, because the only reason this isn't in my top 5 is because I haven't seen the first two films of this trilogy. So I need to do that because I've heard good things about them, and I love this Harry Potter universe, so I need to get around to this. So yeah, this is one that I will likely end up picking up eventually. It's just a matter of when, and one that honestly I could pick up on release day if I watch the two Fantastic Beasts movies before this one comes out. So we will see, but this one is currently $29.96 on Amazon, so it's another $30 release, which is expected, and I'm sure there's going to be multiple retailer releases for this, given the size of this release. So yeah, that one again comes out on June 28th. Really looking forward to eventually checking out these Fantastic Beast movies. Not seen any of them. Do you guys love them? Let me know what your thoughts are on them down in the comments below. But those are the 5 honorable mentions I wanted to talk about for the June releases. So now let's move over to my top 5. And as usual, I will go from my number 5 most anticipated down to my number 1 most anticipated release of the upcoming month. The first one here is coming out on June 21st from RLJ Entertainment, and actually I have already watched this one thanks to my Shudder subscription. This is The Cellar, which stars Alicia Cuthbert, and I enjoyed this movie. I want to say, I don't think it was perfect. The ending is okay, but the atmosphere in this film I thought was really just done really well. And so I think I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd when I watched it last month. And I enjoyed it. I think it's a pretty good movie that I would definitely like to have in my collection. Now, given the price at $14.99, that's one I would definitely see myself picking up on release week at least, if I'm able to find it at Best Buy. But this movie is about a family who moves into a new home, and it's like this big giant mansion basically. And on the very first night, the mom and dad are going to work for the evening. They have like a big deal that's coming up they're trying to prep for the next day. They're a marketing company of some sort. And the kids stay at home. There's an older sister and a younger brother, and there's a storm that happens. The power goes out, and the older sister disappears in the cellar for some reason. And so it's basically like Alicia Cuthbert's and the husband's fight to try to find what happened to her daughter. So like I said, not a perfect movie, but it's definitely enjoyable. enjoyable one that I could absolutely see being in my collection, especially for a $15 price point. I'm all there for it. So yeah, like because of that, I want to add this one to the collection. And the special features on this, they look pretty good. There's like a VFX short talking about the visual side of the film, which I thought was done really well. There's a commentary track. There's actually a short film, which I'm guessing is what this whole movie was based off of. It's called 10 Steps, which is, it plays into the movie itself. And so I'm guessing that's probably what was the impetus for this film. And there's a commentary track on that short film, which I've said before, I'm not really a commentary guy, but when it's like a 10-minute short film or whatever the length is, like I'll watch that and I'll listen to that commentary because that's short. You know, I'm not rewatching the entire film. And so, yeah, so it's pretty loaded. There seems to be a couple behind the scenes things as well. So for the $15 price tag, I will definitely give this Blu-ray a shot. I'm sure it's going to look and sound just as good as it did on Shudder. Probably better, frankly, because it's not streaming. So yeah, the very first one that I actually see myself purchasing in the month of June, number 5 on the list, is The Cellar from RLJ Entertainment, and this one comes out on June 21st on Blu-ray. Number 4 on my list is a Lionsgate Best Buy exclusive steelbook on 4K. This one is for Universal Soldier from 1992. So these steelbooks from Lionsgate always look awesome, and this one is no exception. This looks really good this month, and so I definitely want to grab it. They are only $19.99 when they release, which is a really good price. So the price is right. They look awesome. You're getting a steelbook, and you're getting it on 4K. Like, what's not to love here? This is great. So definitely want to grab this one when it comes out. And this one is a movie that I really don't have to talk about. You probably know what this is, but it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren actioner from the early 90s. I've heard really good things about it. You've probably seen it, but I actually have never seen this one. And the other reason I want to grab this is because I only own this on like a 3-pack, I think it is, on DVD. So I don't even have a Blu-ray of this one, let alone a 4K. So I'm definitely grabbing this one when it comes out. Really looking forward to finally visiting this one and seeing what the heck it's all about. Because like I said, I've heard great things, I've just never gotten around to it. So what's really cool is the release actually comes with a Dolby Vision color grading, which is awesome, and it does have a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 track. So unfortunately, no Dolby Atmos track on this, but you're getting, I'm sure, what's going to be a fine sounding track anyway in this 5.1 track. So really the reason to get it is for that Dolby Vision transfer if you have a TV capable of, you know, doing Dolby Vision. So really looking forward to that. And then there's a lot of special features on here. I'll be honest, I'm guessing this is just ported over from a previous 4K release or a previous Blu-ray release, but there are 2 audio commentary tracks, 2 featurettes, an alternate ending, and a behind the scenes featurette. So again, even if these are just ported over from previous releases, like, it's good to have it all in one spot. So really good set of special features here. And as someone who doesn't own it at all, any of those special features, like, I'm really looking forward to checking this out. So the number 4 on my list is going to be Universal Soldier from 1992, and this one is the Best Buy exclusive steelbook for $19.99, which is a great deal, coming out on June 21st. Number 3 on my list is a really interesting one, and apparently it is the worldwide debut on Blu-ray for this film, which is being released by Discotek Media on June 28th on Blu-ray. This is Uzumaki from 2000. So this, of course, is the adaptation of the Junji Ito manga, which is better known as the Spiral manga. It is the one with all the spirals, and it is absolutely bonkers. So admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of the manga. I liked it. I thought it was good. I either gave it like 3 or 3.5 out of 5 when I read it. It's pretty good, but I am super intrigued to see what in the world they're going to do with a film adaptation of this, or what they did 22 years ago with a film adaptation of this story, because it is really body horror, and so I'm just super fascinated to see what this movie's all about. I didn't even know this existed until Discotek Media released their announcement that it was coming out on Blu-ray. So this apparently does have the original Japanese audio track and an improved English subtitle track, so that's always good. And then for special features, there's a commentary track from the director, and then some other behind-the-scenes featurettes, but they've not been detailed yet, so I don't know how many, or their length, or anything like that. As we get closer, I'm sure Discotek Media will announce more details on this release, but yeah, this just looks awesome. Like, I am so excited for this one. I don't have the price written down, I just forgot on this one, but I believe it was somewhere around like $27.99, $26.99 on Amazon right now. So yes, it's a little bit more expensive, especially for like Discotheque Media. I don't even know anything about, but given this film is just so interesting to me, I could see myself spending the extra money on this because I just want to see what this film is all about. It comes from 2000, 22 years old now. How did they handle the potential for all this body horror in this manga? So very intrigued to see what this one is going to be. That's why number 3 on my list is Uzumaki, and this one is being released by Discotheque Media on June 28th on Blu-ray. Coming in at number 2 on my list is releasing on June 14th from Universal Studios, and this is Ambulance from 2022. So this is great because it's going to be part of my Jake Gyllenhaal collection, which you guys know I'm trying to get as many Gyllenhaal films in my collection as humanly possible because I love him as an actor. But on top of that, it's directed by Michael Bay. Now, I know a lot of people hate on Michael Bay all the time, but I'll be honest, like, I always enjoy his movies. Like, yes, they're big, dumb action movies, but like, I love big dumb action movies, so what's not to enjoy here? So really looking forward to finally seeing this one, and I have seen the trailer for this, and it looks really good. So basically, there are stepbrothers in here that are trying to do this heist, but things go wrong, and so they end up hijacking an ambulance, and looks like it's like a chase film from there. So I mean, that just sounds fun. I think it takes place in LA because if you look at the title of the film, the LA and ambulance are a different color than the rest of the title, so I'm guessing it takes place in LA, and it just looks like a good action movie. So this one is being released on 4K, of course, and it does have a Dolby Vision color grading along with that Dolby Atmos track, which it's Michael Bay. Like, it's gonna sound and look amazing at the absolute least. So even if I hate the movie, I'm sure it's gonna sound great and look great. So at least there's that on 4K. And this is one, like, because there are so few things that like I need day one this month, I could see myself grabbing this one just to check it out because it looks like so much fun. And I just, like I said, I like Michael Bay. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. So this is one that I'm interested in checking out. And on this 4K release, there's actually 6 different featurettes, it looks like, including one that's called Bayhem, which, like, yes, please. I need to see what kind of ridiculousness that includes. So yeah, this one looks fun, and it is going to be $29.99 on release. That's what it is currently on Amazon right now. So yeah, excited to see what this one is all about. Oh, and I also will mention there is a Zavi exclusive steelbook for this if you're interested in that, which I won't have any interest in that. I'm just going to grab the standard release of this. So yeah, looking forward to adding Ambulance from 2022 to my physical media collection on June 14th. Coming in at number 1 is another movie that I saw thanks to Shudder, and this one is weird. It's weird that I have it at number 1 just because I honestly don't know if I'll end up picking this one up next month or not, given the price, but I'll talk about it a little bit as I go. So this is from IFC Films, and it's releasing on June 28th on Blu-ray. This is called See For Me. So this movie I thought was excellent. This one I ended up giving 4.5 out of 5 stars when I watched it on Letterboxd, and I just thoroughly enjoyed this. This basically follows the story of this blind girl who is house sitting. She's cat sitting, whatever you want to call it. And one of the nights when she's there, the house ends up getting broken into, and these group of men are trying to steal all this money that is in this mansion where she's house sitting. And so she gets kind of wrapped up into this. And, will she survive? Will she not? All these other things are at play here. So what this movie reminded me a lot of was Don't Breathe, if you've seen that one with the blind man there, and the movie called Hush, which I can't remember if she was blind or deaf, possibly, I don't remember exactly, but it was another character of a similar ilk. And so, like, both of those are from 2016, and this feels very reminiscent to those, and I really enjoyed both of those as well. So this is, if you like those movies, you'll probably want to check this one out, which you should be able to watch it on Shudder if you want to see it before you buy it, but this Blu-ray looks like it is going to be pretty expensive, and so that's the reason I'm not 100% positive I'm going to buy this right away. It's currently listed at $27.99 on Amazon, and the worst part is that I can't find anything about the special features on this release at all. So if this is one where, like, it's bare bones, I'm not going to spend more than $20 on it, even though I loved the movie. Like, I need to have some substance with my physical release here if I'm going to spend more than $20 for it. So we'll see where this one goes. Like, the movie itself, I thought was great. One of my favorite movies I've watched so far this year. So I definitely recommend the film if you like home invasion thrillers, which is one of my favorite subgenres of horror. But in terms of the physical release of this, I just need to see more. Now, like I said, this one comes out on when? June 28th. So it's late in the month. So we're probably going to get more information as we get closer to that release date. So hopefully I'll find out that there are some really good special features on here. And so my most anticipated release of the month is honestly one I don't even know if I'm going to pick up or not in the month of June. But if not in June, then it'll be shortly thereafter, whenever it drops under that $20 price tag, assuming the special features are, not the best. But we will see. That's from IFC Film, so hopefully the special features will be a little bit better than usual, I guess. We'll see. So number one on my list is See For Me, coming out on Blu-ray on June 28th. All right, so those are the releases that I am most looking forward to this upcoming month here. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What are you planning on picking up? Anything that I talked about that sounds good that you might also want to grab? Or did I miss something giant that I needed to add? I know there were some other ones, like The Northman comes out today. I'm interested in that one, but again, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on it. I just want to see the movie. And then Shaft is coming out on 4K from Criterion. I'll get that one, but I'll get it next month when the price is half off. And so let me know what other things are coming out this month that I may not have touched on. I love hearing from you guys down in the comments below, so thank you so much for all that support. As always though, if you guys did enjoy this one, please give it a like down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right guys, that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all for bearing with me on my first time filming in over a week. I feel like I haven't done it in a year and just forgot how to talk. So thank you guys for bearing with me through this one. Hopefully Thursday's video will be a little bit better to watch, but we'll see as we get to it. So anyway guys, that is it for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.